Hello, I'm taking a break while my battery on my portable drill is charging on the boat battery with an inverter. So I'm somewhere outside. I don't have a power plug to charge my batteries, and while the battery is charging, I thought to take a break and record some thoughts that are not for those who want to stay in their box and allow other people to think for them. I'm talking about the 9 to 5 corporate followers or policy followers, and um, those type of people. This is for those who love to navigate with their mind all around to see what's going on, what this is, like what's this life about, what's the purpose, what's their purpose, what is the reason that their lives go this way or that way, how to better navigate this life which is limited so we can get the best out of it. I'm a discoverer, an adventurer, and I'm not only discovering places but also discovering methods and ways to do things easier, just because I don't follow the normal trends. I'm allowing my mind to fly. And I have a quote that I made up. It's "Let your imagination fly." I've been into a psychological test or something like that. It was a job interview, and they asked me to connect some dots on a piece of paper, and after I connected the dots, a butterfly came up from that drawing by connecting the dots. And I was asked, why a butterfly? I'm quite sure if you connect those dots, you may get something else, a flower or something, a lion, I don't know. Why a butterfly? I said, because I like freedom of thinking. So I did not get the job. They did not want those people. In any case, I will talk a bit about why some people get into all sorts of bad relationships at work, at home, and in their lives. And after changing different connections, changing relationships, they keep getting into the same pile of crap. Why this one happens? And the short answer is they don't have love for themselves. So they connect with people who have similar vibe. And they pick on events that are related to the lack of love. Events created by people who lack of love. That's a short answer. Uh, I don't know if I have time. Time I have, but I don't want to be outside the whole day in the sun. Um, Law of attraction. What's law of attraction? Maybe read a little bit from the Bible, the 10 Commandments, and connect with this idea, this concept of law of attraction. All those 10 commandments are related to the law of attraction because it's a universal law of energy that is programmed in a way that connects better to similar type of energy. So since everything is energy at certain level, there are multiple layers. But to get from the thought of this machine or this consciousness or this God, to make it easier, how to say it, I think to make it easier to understand, I'll use the term God. If you want to think a little bit different because you don't want to associate yourself with the religions, which religions has nothing to do with this thing, then you can call it consciousness. If you don't understand what the consciousness concept is, let's consider it a very powerful computing system, not made out of material stuff. It's nothing like that. It's not made out of what we are able to comprehend. It's something else. It's made of a field that is thinking. It's configured in a way that it's able to have intelligence. So let's say, to give you a quick kind of an idea, you have a magnetic field. Okay, so the magnetic field is sort of static. It does not change, but it's still there. Okay, it's still acting something, and it can move stuff in that field, can give energy to certain items that go through that field. Gravity, same thing. It's a field, but they are static. They are not really smart from our perspective. We don't see them doing anything intelligent, like changing something, changing the state, so they can react like a thinking system. They just exist. If we can modulate a field, let's say an electric field, we can modulate an electric field, and we go through that electric field. Actually, I went far away from the relationship thing, but how to explain without having some prerequisites? You need some prerequisites to get some idea, and I can go to talk days and days, give you layers of prerequisites. And if you think that, who the fuck is this guy who's full of dust, some construction stupid idiot who wants to talk about consciousness? What the fuck is that? I don't know. I'm just a guy like you. So from what we know, we can modulate electrons that goes through a modulating field. And in the old days, we had cathodic rays tube, CRTs, that were able to provide images. So the electrons was manipulated through this variable field. But now, if we take this field and we control it in a way that does something smarter, okay, and it does modulate your energy, and it does modulate the field here, the clouds and stuff. So this field is a smart field that is able to modulate itself and think, and it modulates the energy and the items that are part of it. And because of that, everything changes. So my body changes because my mind is able to modulate that stuff. But my mind is actually part of this field. So I'm a little seed of this big consciousness. So this big thought, or this big system, is able to use a piece of of itself, which is the mind. My mind is who I am, and working as an independent entity that is able to modulate the body to navigate something, to explore the same field, like explore itself. It's like the system is kind of doing stuff internally. Now, some people say, oh, some aliens have a system and we are programmed to think this way. Different theories, different people trying to explain. For thousands of years, people try to explain what this is. But to make it your life, to make your life easier, and not live with confusion, what you do, you follow what's what was discovered in the past. Because people tried and tried, and they figured that this is easier than spending your life trying to figure out how to do things, how to make it easier, thinking that the aliens are controlling our lives, people from different planet, entities from different planets, or we are creations of some other. No, if you stick with the idea of God, it makes it easier. And you have to look at people who believe and believed in God. I think this system, thinking system, makes your life easier than going through new theories, new concepts, or something that's not being verified enough. And when you hit 80s or 70s or something at the end of your life journey here, you realize that you believe in the wrong system, you believe in the wrong stuff. So at least believing in God and love, a, a, a type of energy that makes your life easier, gives you a better life, right? Why navigating murky waters full of information that you don't know how to process, information that you need to verify on your own, because this is not enough data in order to uh, kind of get it easier. So not enough pioneers who went through these waters, who created a clear map to give you information that helps you have an easier life. So stick with God if you are a believer. If you're an atheist, yeah, you keep searching. Eventually you will find happiness. But for easier journey, try to find love. Now, law of attraction. Energies that are similar connect better. They, some people with a type of spiritual type of thinking, they say, you know, they are at the same vibrational level. Could be true. But those energies are easier to mix and get a similar type of vibe. So you try the different relationships, and you realize at some point that it's you. So when you tried, let's say 1, 2, 3 relationships or workplaces, and something did not go right, your ego made you think, or part of your mind, which we call ego, it's a state, made you think that, oh, it's the other people's fault, it's not me, it's not me. Some people try to convince you that it's you, it's your fault, it's you are a fucking asshole, you're a bitch, I don't know, you need to change yourself, you hurt people's feelings, you should think before you do this, or you're too selfish. And because that's through their own reality, you think, from your own reality, you think, no, it's not me, I don't have a big ego, it's them. Because I know. So you are right. So big ego would tell you, would make you think that you are right. And but it takes you some time of pain, experimenting, trying different things, and let me hold the camera in a way that I don't appear like a god looking down at you. I don't want you to feel this way because I'm just a guy next to a tree talking here on the camera because I have a camera. Um, so it takes you some time and some pain and some suffering, and you realize that regardless how many relationships you change, uh, you still get into some crabs. So at first, every relationship is exciting because it feeds something. It feeds some emotional needs, or maybe a financial needs, or maybe a financial needs. It feeds something. In the end, it's an emotion. So makes you get you so sort of excited that you found something, especially in a competitive marketplace. You um, found a job, you're excited, or you found a relationship that it feeds some needs. Maybe, I don't know, depends what you're looking in a relationship. Um, but after a while, because you did not change, uh, and you try to change the others, or maybe you don't, but you end up in the same hole, in the same troubles. Then you kind of start digging. If you are smart enough, then you start thinking, oh, why I keep crashing my boat? Why I keep, my life boat? Why I keep getting bad advices? Why I keep connecting to bad people? And why is that? Then, if you believe in this law of attraction, then you realize that you actually connect to the same type of people who keep you in the same boat, the same bad situation. Let's say if you and I mentioned that in the past, I saw this woman full of tattoos and driving big trucks, and I'm looking at this woman, and I see that they don't connect with let's say lawyers, or not because they are lower in education, but because it's not their vibe. They don't connect to doctors like those people trying to save lives. No, they connect to hunters, to some rednecks, to some bikers. I'm not saying those guys are bad. We need those as well. I'm saying that they have similar vibe. They love more rougher of side of their life. They, you know, more intense, more dangerous style, because they generate that type of lifestyle, generate certain type of emotions. But with this type of people, generally the life is on the edge all the times. And when you get this type of people with emotional troubles, um things get out of control very easily, very easily. And yeah, this woman end up into this type of relationship, and then they complain they found their emotional support woman who confirm what's already in their head, that oh yeah, the guys are all jerks and stuff like that. But actually they are looking for that type of emotion when they connect to those guys. Same with the guys, a guy like that, or a guy who has some childhood trauma, will easily connect with a woman who have very similar type of thinking. But they don't know it's the childhood trauma, or they don't know. They just connect easier when they see each other. It's like their soul connect much easier. Then they can recognize from the crowd, or if they don't recognize like as a human physical form, they recognize the style, their emotion. They when they exchange emails, it's like a octopus is sending out some tentacles to test. Okay, sending an email, sending a text, posting a Facebook post or something, and who's responding? Ooh, okay, yeah, that guy responded me. Ooh, let's check out his profile. So that's the tentacles are sensing, or like the antennae of the bee, of the ant is sensing, and then whoever respond to that vibe that they put out, let's say a negative, nasty comment, a hateful comment about, or maybe a comment about the environment or something, who responded? Whoever have the same vibe, and they found each other. Okay, they studied the profile. Who's this guy? Who's that chick? Oh yeah, that's my style. Oh, is she still sad? Wow, I'm so compassionate. Oh, poor woman. Okay, let me write a message. And the woman received the message. Oh yeah, someone finally understands me. So people connect this way, especially with the new social media features. And they end up connecting and growing the connection, because the connections are like energy. Energy is connecting, and they have to move. All energy have to move. Even dying, decaying is still a emotion of the energy. Is not just a dead body sitting there. The dead body is still decaying, it's still transforming, it's still changing. Did I had my coffee? Um, Actually, I feel like having some coffee. If I had a coffee, that was like 3 hours ago. Um, yeah, so that's the idea. You connect with whatever it's in your mind already, like the type of people who are part of similar group of people. And it's very difficult to break that circle unless you change first. You have to make that change, but because you are pre-programmed by your society, by your friends, by your parents. Everything had an impact on the way you think and on your reality. You are pre-programmed. The older you get, the harder it is to deprogram yourself. If you're like in your 20s, you're still exploring and you're still adding uh, layers and layers of information to your reality. And because you're open to information, then you have a chance, or have more chances to transform yourself, to make yourself. But first you need to know where you are. Okay, myself, I'm a negative type of person, or maybe I have depression, and once you know where you are, so first you have to recognize what's the status of your mind, what's the status of reality, status of your connection to the world. It's like building a map, where you are, what type of waters you navigate, where you want to go. So you need to know those things. Otherwise, you just like sit on the water on your boat and navigate wherever the wind is taking you, and you end up somewhere. That, oh, okay, I didn't want to end up here. Okay. um, yeah, some people love rough waters, and their mind takes them to rougher waters. And other people just want stability. So in my case, I want not too rough, but just enough amount of adventure, right? Um, that's why I bought a smaller boat. I can go ocean, and it feels less safe. It feels less safe. If I had a bigger boat, it's not only more expensive, but what is the adventure? So I'm different. I want to discover stuff, um, including my own emotion, how far I can go. So, talking about spiritual type of adventure, when you got here, you were given a pair of parents. Now these days it could be just one parent, but someone has to look after you. That's the design. That's the design of this big consciousness. From the thought or from the flow of information, which is information that in another layer which is energy, and then the next layer is the material world, like a condensed form of energy that creates whatever you see here, made up atoms and tissues of your body or rocks and stuff. So this is condensed form of energy, which is another layer for us to process. But otherwise, it's software. It's information. It's not hard. It's not something. It's a field of information that is changing all the times. Like your mind is changing with your new thoughts, new emotions, and new actions, right? So it's a flow. Same thing with this whole field, including the skies, the clouds, the electric currents in the wires, I don't know, the cars on the road, the stop sign that is getting rust slowly, or is changing slowly at the microscopic level, right? Everything is information, everything is changing, everything is in a flow. So you came here in this journey into a body, and the program is designed in a way, or it's written in a way, or it's taught in a way, better say it's taught in a way, that you need to be taught, you need to be taken care of by some parents who are equipped with systems that can take care of your life for a while and can program you. So if you got into a family, a couple, or just a single mom or a single dad who has some depression, likely you will grow up with some depressive thoughts. And when the person has depression, generally has lack of love for self and for others, because the depression is a type of program. It's an energy program that gives the person, gives that mind some states that keeps the mind away from feeling love, feeling excited about love, about living, about connecting with others, connecting with the nature. So when you see people who don't like anything, like don't like flowers, don't like plants, don't like bees, don't like cars, are not excited by anything, that's a deep depression. If you have if the person is just in love with the oceans and stuff, yeah, maybe that's just a mild form of depression. Like the person is not able to connect to people, maybe, or is able to connect to certain type of people and feel certain amount of love. And there are other type of people who are excited about about life every day. They wake up and say, wow, it's like I can't wait to go to work, to do what I love. I can't wait to meet people, and I can't wait to give hugs. I can't wait to help others with emotions, to heal or something. So those people are kind of special creatures. Yeah, special creatures who are helping others to feel better, because this is a program, a world, a design world for those who need some challenges. Without challenges, the world would not grow. If everyone is happy, everyone is finding whatever they want, then who is going to open their mind to solve problems? Without the problems, there is no challenge, no growth, right? So it would be a world that at some point would be not moving, not making a progress. It's like the pain causes the doctors to try to fix it. So it's a progress. The pharmaceuticals are discovering, the chemists in the pharmaceutical, the mechanics are trying to address some problems, or the engineers are trying to so all problems create some growth. And they are necessary for this world that is designed to evolve. It's like we are under the microscope, or this consciousness look at itself, you know what, yeah, well, I'm going to grow a world, and the consciousness can zoom out at its own level and can zoom in at the same time, because there is no time for that type of system, see itself at micro level, at our level, including deeper than that. It's seeing itself at a cellular level, at an atomic level, at the information level. So the system has that power to see at the same time. There is no time. It's like to see itself in multiple kind of layers, multiple, and analyze itself at the same time. It's difficult to think this way, especially when we were programmed to think that there is time and there is space and stuff like that. But if you disconnect from that concept, if you forget that we have clocks, we have time, we have to be on time somewhere, right? The more you're stuck to be precise and stuck to the clock, the harder it is for you to get rid of the concept of time in your head. Same thing, if you travel a lot, if you explore a lot, you program yourself to think that there is space, because you build so many memories about places you travel, and this make up the space. But if you live, let's say, in a box for the whole life, in a jail, prison or something, your reality changes, and your concept about space also changes. Especially when you stop thinking about the mountains outside, you don't look at the images about mountains, roads, and planet, and anything like that, or even universe. So if you think of universe and planets and vast amount of galaxies and stuff, then your concept about space grows, and you start expanding that and making all sorts of connections. So if you remove space and time, then it's easier for you to understand how this machine or this consciousness work. Can you do that? You have to have that power of mind power to separate the thoughts, like put some thoughts aside and ignore them. It is like let's say a piece of underwear. Can you ignore underwear? Right? You look at it, I say, okay, I never saw, I don't even know what it is. So anyway, that's the idea. I'm not sure how long this recording lasts, but you came into this world and you connect to this type of people, and they change your reality according to their reality. So you grow up with depression, you connect with the depressive people, you are not being taught love because they don't know love by themselves, and probably they were programmed by their parents to act and think that way. So with no love, no loving people, no loving emotions, and not seeking love, or not knowing, not having the skill to understand and seek love. Because in order to find love, you need to understand what you're looking for. If you just say, you know what, I want someone to love me, I feel so nasty, crappy, sad, I want someone to love me. Okay, yeah, you will get some love in exchange for something, maybe for sex or something like that. You will get some love for a while, but if you don't know how to love back, the human nature of the love giver make that love giver want to find something to provide love back, because It has to be a balance for the giver. You give, but they realize or they are told that, yeah, you should get something back because it's tiring. And love giver kind of get bored of giving, want some receiving. It's like when you have sex, if you just give, and you don't get much back, you say, you know what? Yeah, I think I should kind of make a change, right? That's it has to be an exchange, like a trade. You give and receive. Sometimes it's not fair, but at least you get something. In any case, I have to go back to check my battery. Like I said, I am charging my battery on the boat battery through an inverter that is generating 110 volts. Then this charger is charging through 110 volts, and I'm charging the drill battery so I can keep going to remove some of the old paint. And good thing that I'm wearing the PPE today. So if you notice that your parents have some sort of depression, then you learn and you realize that it's not you. That you came here to suffer. And what happens when you see two people in a couple? She grew up with no love, he grew up with no love. Or in this modern world, she, two chicks, grew up with no love, emotions. They were not programmed to understand love. But they connect because they have good sex, or maybe they help each other financially, or maybe they feel some emotions towards each other. But it's not real love. And when it's no love, these connections won't last, because the program is that when these people did something stupid in a previous life, they messed up with the karmic score, let's call that karmic score. They are being put into the new life, right? Connecting to people the same vibe. So they mess up the karmic score, they dropped it, and then they go to a level, and they are given chance to fix it. But if they stay at the same level, the lower the karmic scopes, let's say they hurt other people in the previous life or something, now they go through some suffering in the new life. Go through suffering, and they are being connected to parents who don't teach them love, so they are stuck at that level until they go through that suffering. So they will grow up with no love. They will connect with people who hurt others or are being hurt, and now they are like dogs. Hurt dogs are biting you, and they, like I said, at first the connection appear okay, but after a while, since they have no love, they start biting each other. They start hating each other. They start, doing stuff against each other. So that's kind of a payment for the suffering, and it's made in a way that people go through this type of suffering, this life, next life, and those who are now waking up are meant to go, for some generations, are meant to go through this type of suffering until kind of they start making a change. I don't know, maybe they start believing in God, go to church, or help other people, but I don't know what they do. But the easiest way is to start loving themselves, so they attract love, and life gets easier, right? So talk to you later, alligator. Bye bye.